Start today's video, and we're gonna talk about in this video how to set a goal. So in this video I'm gonna share with you my blueprint which I use always to set a goal. Now this video is titled setting a goal, but actually I'm gonna focus more on purpose, because if you set a purpose as a goal, it is far more stronger in you being used as a transcendence, a tool for transcendence or a transformation. When you actually use your purpose as a goal, you're more dedicated towards that purpose, because there are some elements of that purpose that you are able to be using in order to achieve that transcendence or that transformation. So you have to remember that. And the reason why purpose is so powerful, you will see that people who have a purpose, people who show themselves to have a purpose, they're able to easily transcend and they're able to easily persist on that goal that they are trying to achieve by calling it a purpose, is because they are more motivated towards that. The reason why they are more motivated towards that is because their purpose correlates with their passion. What they're passionate about is also their purpose. Now the concept of purpose, it is a good way to make a goal which is lifelong, a goal which is long term, a goal which will stick with you and you will stick along with the goal, because as soon as you label it as a purpose, it helps you better. So I'm going to talk about finding your purpose. So these are not goals which are related to physical transformation. So when I talk about transformation and transcendence, I'm not just talking about physical transformations. Like, there are a million YouTubers out there who are doing a lot of YouTube videos on physical transformations. I get it, okay, physical transformations is what many people look for, but I'm telling you this one thing: if you want to physically transform yourself, change your mentality, everything else changes. Because again, if you're not doing it for someone else, if you're doing it for yourself, change your mentality, everything else changes. It's simple. That's how I did. I was not a person who would be called a slim person or even a fine looking person. I was obese. Okay, so I went through that transformation only when I changed my mindset. My mindset got changed, my body also adapted to that change. Now many of you who are watching this video might want a physical transformation, they might want to set a goal for physical transformation, and I don't think so. A purpose, it can be set as a purpose. Yes, sure, your purpose is that. Your purpose is to achieve physical transformation, but that's not a worthwhile purpose that you can stick to for long term, obviously. Now it depends on person to person. If you are not that kind of a person who's looking to actually go long term with this, like become a fitness coach or something, or help people with fitness, if that's not your goal, and that's why you don't want to achieve that physical transformation, I get it. That's why I'm gonna exclude this video from physical transformation. So this video is completely based on finding a purpose for improving yourself and as well as having a better well-being. Usually you will see that whenever you have a purpose, you strive for better well-being of yourself and others both. Okay, so when I'm talking about purpose, I'm going to talk in that sense. And purpose can also be set as a goal. Now if you're that kind of a person who has short-term goals, who has some long-term goals, but they're not that significant to be called a purpose, I have the guide for you. Now I have made a PDF guide which takes you from step to step, 5 steps for setting any goal that you want in a proper manner, in which you will be able to follow that goal, whatever goal it may be it long, be it short, be it significant, be it insignificant. Go through my guide. It's a 5-step guide, and it can be used for any goal regardless of any area of life, and you can personalize it and tweak it in your own sense. Okay, it's something that you can use in your day-to-day basis or your weekly basis and set goals properly, because another thing that many goals are susceptible of is being vague. There's no brevity to it, rather it's more vague. Usually a lot of goals are rather vague. Many people want to change and they set a vague goal which does not have any time limit, which does not have any restrictions, which does not put any pressure on the person, and something that is used like something as a say, kind of a say to people kind of a goal, that I'm doing this, my goal is this, but actually they don't want to do that goal, or they are not even pursuing that goal. So to get rid of those kind of goals, this step-to-step guide is going to make you a full-fledged accurate goal which you can use for yourself. Okay, so go down the description below, check my recap, because in every description I give a recap of every single video. So if this video is talking about the blueprint of goal setting and finding your purpose, I'm gonna give a quick recap of what all I talked about, because again, I understand many of you might not be able to see my half-an-hour long videos, so you can just watch the description below and see what all I said in this entire video, like in a quick small sized bite you can take. So that becomes a lot easy, and you can review the things that I said in the video. And down there you will find the link for the PDF guide. I have given the link for 2 PDF guides. One is for goal setting, another one is for mental strength. If you have not seen my mental strength video, it might be just here. Okay, so check out my mental strength video in the suggestions, if I've given one, that is. Check out my mental strength video. That is also very important. If you're going on a journey where you're trying to improve yourself or improve a particular part of your life, having mental strength is very important, because your mental strength also gives you persistence. So let's not delay this anymore, and let's get right into it.
And we are live. Not live, but you're seeing this recording somewhere. Okay. And focus on it. You know something, I'll tell you, like I'm starting off. I think this is my 5th video. Pretty cool. And I'm starting to learn to look into the camera, not on the screen. Because when you look at the screen, you're looking at something else. You're not looking at the person who is looking at the video recording, or you look at the camera. So I'm learning to look at the camera. Something really weird, if I talk long enough with the camera, I just zone out. I just completely focus on the camera. It's something really cool. Anyways, let's start with today's video on finding your purpose and using your purpose as a goal in order to transcend. Okay, so let's get down to it. So the first one, there are 4 factors that we're going to talk about. The 4 factors are going to be know yourself, know your passion, know your desire, and then application of these 3 factors. Now I'm going to explain to you step by step why these things are important when you're trying to find your purpose. And when I talk about purpose, I'm talking about your life purpose or your long-term goal, which is your purpose. If your purpose is to achieve something in your life, whatever that something may be, that's something which will take time, probably years or a lot of months. You can call that your purpose. Or it could be something which is lifelong, till the moment you go, wherever it is that you go, that you die, whatever it is. If it's a lifelong purpose or whatever type of purpose it may be, okay. So talking about long-term or lifelong purposes, okay. So how to use the power of purpose to make purpose as a goal and to transcend. Usually what you will see is that if you know any people out there who say this thing that this is my purpose, that's why I keep doing it, that's why I love doing it, and they achieve their goals. The reason why they are able to achieve their goals is because they associate their goals with their purpose. Their purpose is something which motivates them. Purpose is always something which motivates us. People are even motivated to understand what is their purpose. That's how strong it is. Use the power of purpose on your goals. When you set your goals as a purpose, being your lifelong purpose or a long-term purpose, what you do is that you are using the power of purpose to achieve those goals. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you can do that, how you can harness the power of purpose through your passions and link those passions to your desires being the element of your goals, and use that to link it with the purpose, and that linking will result into this everlasting motivation or the will to continue and reach there. Usually when you talk about purpose, or when someone else talks about purpose, usually you will see those kind of people pumped up because probably they believe in the purpose. Now, a warning. If you're not a person who believes in purposes or there being a lifelong purpose that people do want to follow, if you're not believing into that, you will obviously won't be able to adapt the system. But if you're a fan of purpose, or if you would like to have a purpose, I'm going to show you step by step how you can achieve that. Use the power of purpose on your goals. And even if you're not interested in purpose, you could still understand how this power of purpose can be used on your goals to make your goals last longer, in the sense that you will be able to stick with them long enough till the point you achieve them. It's usually really hard for a lot of people to achieve their goals because they can't stick with it. They can't continue on that path. So I'm going to talk about those things. Okay. And let's talk about the first one. Okay. First one being know yourself. Now, when I talk about know yourself, know your behaviors, know your beliefs, know your principles, know your thoughts. And when you know all of this, ultimately you know yourself. These are the only things that you have to know. You have to know your personality. If you want to know your personality, you just have to know your belief, your principles, your thoughts, and your actions and your behavior towards people. That's it. These 5 things, you know who you are. Simple. Now, it's simple to be saying this than it is actually for people to actually discover themselves. If you already know how you are as a person, or if you have a lot of self-awareness, because self-awareness plays a big role in transitions, transformations, transcendences, all the same. Self-awareness is very important, because when you will have self-awareness, you are more aware of yourself, you know yourself better. When you know yourself better, you have higher self-awareness. When you have higher self-awareness, you're able to understand what your passions are, and you're better able to understand what your desires are as well. Many people out there don't even know what their desire is, and they don't know what their passion is. So they have to figure those things out. It's really cumbersome. It's like really tiring for them to figure it out. Some people are really old and they're still figuring out what their passion or their desire is, because all of us get stuck in this thing of social stigma, or this chain of social conduct where we are stuck in doing things that we don't like. First, breaking out of that chain is very important. Now, if people who are like at 19 or 20 or 21 till the point of 30. Now, people who are under those age categories, they can easily break out of this chain of conduct, because there's not a chain of conduct developed as much. Okay, so being a 19-year-old person, you can easily break out of the chain of conduct and do something of yourself. It's easy. It's hard for a 40-year-old to break out of the chain of conduct and start something that they actually like, but they can achieve it. Everyone can achieve what they want. Okay, if you want to get a transition, you just have to know how you have to use this power of purpose on these goals which are going to achieve you the transition and the transcendence. Having self-awareness is very important. Now many might ask, how do you have self-awareness? Now I have talked about it a lot, self-awareness, why self-awareness is important in self-improvement, and three signs that whether you have self-awareness or not. Okay, I've talked about these two things very accurately and very much in depth. Now I'm also going to talk about the how factor of developing self-awareness. That means knowing your thoughts, knowing your personality, knowing your behaviors, your actions, your beliefs. Okay, so we are going to move on the subcategory under this, which is exploration. You have to explore. If you don't know yourself, start exploring yourself. And when I say explore, I do not mean go out on a trip. Okay, I'm not saying go on a spiritual retreat in India or something. No, you can't. It's COVID time. Okay, so I'm not saying go seek yourself outside. I'm saying seek yourself from the within. Okay, you can do it at the comfort of your own home. That's how amazing this is. Because in COVID time, I have gotten a lot of time of speculating about myself, what I want, what I desire, what do I actually want to achieve after some years, what are my dreams. I have literally sat down with myself and have actually done a lot of deep thinking, because if you're in this part of whether you want to continually transform yourself, become better and better, you have to go down this path of continually understanding what is it that you want. Okay, it's like you are the mechanic and your mind is the car. Okay, if the mechanic does not know how the car functions and how the car is, that's not a good mechanic, and he'll always screw up with the car. Okay, and that is how you have to understand this. Your mind is a tool, it's an accessory that we have. It's quite literally something that we also need in order to function, even to think and do everything. It's very important. Understand that you're the mechanic and your mind is the car. If you don't take care of your mind, if you don't pay attention to your mind, it will break down and you will not even know what's happening because you have not understood your car. You don't know how to be a mechanic. Okay, a good analogy for this. Now let's move on to the exploration part. Okay, explore. Okay, now this is a general thing that I say to everyone, is that start reading books, not random books. Go to Amazon, check out some books. If some books catch your eye, could be something that you're intuitively something intuitively catches your eye, start reading the book. Okay, read articles, research. Everything lies on research. Everything, literally. If you're doing something financially, research. If you're doing something personally, research. It's very important because we have things like Google, YouTube to help us. Thousands of people. Okay, thousands of YouTubers saying thousands of things. That is where misinformation also comes into play. Lack of information also comes into play. A lot of different things. Okay, so research. If you're trying to improve yourself, understand what the thing that you're trying to improve yourself on. Okay, understand yourself, and if you're trying to understand what your passions are, what are you good at, what are your strengths, take some personality tests. Seriously, it's like, I know it might be something that many people don't say, just take a personality test. You know, there are a lot of good psychological personality tests which actually tell you what your personality is through what the question, the way you question, the way you answer your questions. Excuse me. Tongue has been slipping for a really, really long time and multiple times today. I don't know why. Okay. So there are a lot of psychological quizzes, a lot of psychological tests that you can take to understand what your personality is, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses. Understanding that will also help you understand what your passion may be. Do people approach you for something? Ask people how they see you. That's also another good thing. You can just randomly go to your acquaintances, your friends, and ask them how do they see you? How how do they see you as? What do they judge you as? That's also a good activity, understanding what they think of you. Because usually people understand a lot about ourselves than we do of our own selves. That's how amazing things are. You know, this is what we as humans, we are better at observing our surroundings than we are at observing ourselves. It's weird, does not make sense. How the hell do we not observe ourselves? Pretty weird, if you ask me. So my general recommendation to everyone is to read books, read articles, understand what your strengths are, where you're good at, where you're not good at. So you'll be able to better pinpoint your passions. Your passions are something that you're good at, something that you like to do. Now, something that you're good at and something that you like to do are two different things. It does not mean that if you're good at something does not necessarily mean that you're passionate about it. You might be good at accounting, but you might not be passionate about it. You might not be good at automobile, okay, like dealing with cars, but you might be passionate for that. Understanding this, okay, that's also very good. There's a subtle line there, okay. Another recommendation that I have is to start taking new hobbies, okay. New hobbies are also a good way of understanding yourself, because when you take new hobbies, you challenge yourself to understand yourself better. Because when you take new hobbies, you're doing new things, and you just may, stumble upon a hobby which you actually really like and you pursue. Okay. And while you're doing this, something that I'll tell you right now, focus on one thing. Okay. If something that you have to do is urgent, like in terms of transition or transcendence, if you're trying to change something about yourself, or you're trying to change a particular area in your life, focus on one thing. Don't go out for multiple things. Okay. If I'm talking about changing yourself, I don't want you to go and grab 3, 4 things that you have to change about yourself and then work on them simultaneously. It's going to be a lot hard, especially hobbies. When I say take new hobbies, don't take 4 new hobbies and then leave all 4 of them. Take one hobby, try to stick with that one hobby for some weeks. If you're not able to stick with that one hobby, go to another hobby. That might not be something that you like, but give it a try for a week. I have always said it to people, giving it a try is better than regretting not giving it a try. Okay, afterwards, people then think, I did not do this. Probably if I would have done that, it would have been better. It's weird because that's not the time to think about what you could have done in the past. The present is where you have to pay attention. That's why self awareness is so important. Because self awareness puts you in the present. Does not make you think too much of the past nor the future. You pay attention to yourself in the present. That's also something that self awareness helps you with. Mindfulness also. Okay. Mindfulness is all about being in the present. Okay. Now let's move to the second part of it, and know your passion. Right. Know your passion. Now, as it is written here, people are twice as more likely to follow their passion than their goals. And that's something which I find quite true. It happens a lot. It literally happens a lot. If you see people who are more passionate about something now, they will follow that passion. They will follow it. It's like a religion for them. They'll follow it, they'll follow it, they'll follow it, they'll pursue it for years. You know why? Because it's their passion, something that they like to do. If your goal is something that you don't like to do, something that you're just doing as a means to an end, that end being becoming slim or becoming something, becoming rich, if you're seeing it as a means to an end, you'll never be able to come to a point where you're actually able to achieve that goal. Okay? So understanding this is very important. People are more likely to pursue their passion than their goals. It is because their passion is linked to a purpose that they like to follow. As soon as you understand that, you'll also understand that you have to make your goals your passion, your purpose. As soon as you make it your passion, your purpose, you are dedicated to it. Now, how to make it a passion and purpose is simple, and we are gonna go down on that in the last factor, which is the application part of it. Okay, right now we're focusing on passion. Once you have done research, once you've gone through some hobbies that you like, or you already know what your passion is, good. So take a look, take a recheck, check again if you like to do that passion as well or not. So that's again requiring deep thinking. Think, close your eyes and ask yourself, do I like to do this? You can either ask yourself, you can start imagining yourself doing that hobby. You can just imagine yourself doing that hobby and start to think, how does that make you feel? When you do the hobby, how does that make you feel? Does it make you feel happy? Does it make you feel calm? Does it make you feel good about yourself? Does it make you feel positive? Start to think in that sense. If you are not feeling anything, probably that's a hobby that you are neutral with. Okay. So I want you to go to an extent where you are able to find something, some work or some hobby, something which you actually have good feelings for. Where you can just close your eyes, you can ask yourself, you can imagine it, and you feel good. It's like literally a smile on your face, and you just feel good about it. Just feel so positive. You know. And once you find that, you can pursue that. It's that simple. You can just pursue that thing, and that's your passion. That's something that you could do day after day after day, and you would like doing. Now, many say that there aren't something called passion, and some people don't believe in passion or finding passion, they just believe in doing it. Everyone has their own way, and this is just one of the thousand tactics out there to actually be able to stick to your goals. Using purpose, arming purpose, using purpose and arming purpose to actually achieve your goals is a very neat way of achieving your goals, because our purpose is unlimited. People can go to all bounds to achieve something that they are motivated at. Purpose is something which gives motivation. Passion is something which gives positivity. So you want to do that. Okay. Finding that out, what you can do is that you can connect that passion to the desire. Okay. Oh, I didn't notice myself. I was not focusing on myself. Yeah. Oh, shit. I did not notice. Anyways, let's move on. And yeah, know your desire. This is very important. Okay. So knowing your desire is again comes into, why is it not focusing today? Yeah, weird. Anyways, know your desire. Knowing your desire has everything which involves knowing what you want in the future, what your desires are. So basically, what your dreams are. This is where I want you to do another imagination task. It's written down there. Just close your eyes once more and start to think, what are you doing in the next 2 years? What do you see yourself doing in the next 2 years? What do you see yourself having more of? Do you see yourself having more money? Do you see yourself having more happiness? Do you see yourself having someone in your life? Do you see yourself doing something which makes you happy? What do you see? Try to paint a picture in your head mentally. Try to do that. And doing that will also help you understand what your desires are. Just don't ask yourself and don't try to concentrate too much. When you try to concentrate too much, you're not able to get the end result. Don't focus too much. Just close your eyes and just try to come up with a picture in your head. Just think about the future and come up with a picture. What do you see yourself doing? What is the scenery like? Whatever it is. Okay. So I want you to do this imagination task. If in this moment, if you did not reach to a point where you could actually imagine and have something concrete, try it again. Try it again to the point that you actually come to a point where you actually see what you want. Okay. Now this is a very another nice way of understanding what your desires are. If you already know what your desires are, it's always good to take a recheck. Go do the imagination task, see whether you're seeing yourself in a particular way in the future. And once you know that, you know that's your desire. You know that's what you want. That change or that particular thing that you imagine in your head, that is what you want. So you want to focus on that. So your eye should be laser focused on that. And when I say laser focused on that, I want you to take things one step at a time. Don't just jump out and just try to do everything at once. Don't be in a rush, because this is something that you should never be in rush for. Take your time, do it with time. Everything that you're trying to achieve, anything it may be, spirituality, relationships with people, interactions with people, finances, even your own well-being and changing yourself, everything takes time. It's a marathon. Seriously. It takes years, sometimes it takes months, but I'm here to help you go through that as smoothly as possible with as many tricks and hacks and ways of reaching there in a much smoother fashion. Okay, because no one likes to do trial and error, because trial and error needs a lot of effort, and it's already as it is very hard to put so much of effort. So it's better to follow and to smoothly ride up there, knowing that it's going to take time for each individual. It's going to take time for each individual to reach there. Everyone is different, but knowing that you will reach there. Okay, now let's move to the last part of it, which is the application process. Okay, good. And we are going in the application process. Now, this process is the important part. Okay, this process is all about connecting your desire, your passion to your desire. Passion to your desire. Okay, understanding that you have to do this of connecting the passion with the desire. Simple. I'll give you multiple examples. Okay, let's say that you are an artist. You're a person who likes art, and your desire is to earn money. Okay, your passion is your art, doing artsy stuff. Okay, I'm not a big fan of art, although I know some drawing. Your passion is art, but your desire is earning money. Combine the two, what do you get? Make art and sell it off. It's simple, it's basic. Try. Okay, it might sound rather uniquely amazing idea. Obviously, it's something really awesome to think about. Making art and selling it for a profit. You know, it's really cool. I want you to try to the wildest ideas that you have in your head. Okay, give it a try, depending on your age. That is. Okay, if you're a person who's in his 30s, 40s, you can try it, but you'll have a lot of problems. I get it. With age comes different things. You have family, you have children, you have things to take care of. Okay, but I still want you to try, regardless of your age. Still try. It never hurts to try, but it hurts to regret about not trying. That's worse. Do you want to try and fail, or do you want to regret that you did not try? Which one is worse? At least once you have tried and failed, you know that I have tried and failed. It's better than regretting and being remorseful about what could have been. that what if is gonna be the death of you. Think about it in that sense. Okay, give it a try. Never hurts to give it a try. Whatever idea that comes in your head, give it a try. Okay, moving on. Another example. Let's say you are a person who's into fitness, a fitness coach. You like doing fitness, and your purpose, something that you desire, is to help more people. So that's simple. You like fitness, and your desire is to help people. Bring them together. You're a fitness coach. Another example is a person who's good in economics. Okay, if you're good in the economy and you understand how stocks work, at the same time you want to help people, simple. Start teaching stocks to people. If you're a person who is good in stocks, again another example in the same way, but you want to, well, let's say that you want to go on a spiritual journey. That's when you understand that these are two different things. Stock and spiritual journey are two different things. You don't have to require stocks to go on a spiritual journey. You just need yourself. That's where you're achieving that thing of going on a spiritual journey when you talk about self-awareness, knowing yourself. That's where you can use that tactic to embark on a spiritual journey. So you don't need a passion. So let's say that your passion is to do drawing, but your goal desire is to lose fat. How do you combine that? That's another thing that you can't combine. So knowing this thing of incompatibility. That's why when I say that using the power of purpose is only applicable for something which has financial or your own meaning. Okay. In the sense it does not have any physical application, does not have a spiritual application as well, because spirituality is something that you can automatically go towards by understanding yourself better. Okay, so you don't have to worry about spirituality in that sense. Physical, I doubt it that you will be able to do that. Again, for in my perspective, it will be hard to use it as a purpose, but depends on the person. Okay, if your passion it is itself being okay, if your passion is itself being wow, my camera is stopped. If your passion itself is being better at fitness or something fitness related, that means your passion is that, so you can go it with your desire. Your desire is to become fit. You can correlate that. Okay, yeah. So moving on. So these are the things that I have to talk about for this video, and it's been half an hour. Man, time flies, doesn't it? Man, I've been going on for half an hour. Wow, I did not know that. Anyways, yeah, my camera stopped recording because it's too goddamn long. Okay, so this is the end of this video. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope you had a lot of breakthroughs. Okay, and let's go to the ending video right about now.